This video is brought to you by Manscaped.com, the premium global brand for men's grooming and hygiene products. If you're someone like me who values quality and convenience in their bathroom products, then look no further than Manscaped. Manscaped sent me their Performance Package 4.0, which is an all-in-one men's grooming kit for body hair removal from head to toe. So let's check it out. Behold the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. This is an amazing waterproof cordless trimmer that can be used on hair anywhere on your body. That's right, fellows. This is one device that can be used for all your hair up here and down under. And I have to say, this trimmer being waterproof and cordless really comes in the clutch because I can do stuff like this in the shower and not worry about any messy cleanup. It also has ceramic blades with skin-safe technology, which really helps reduce all those nicks and cuts. And that's not all. For a limited amount of time, when you purchase the Performance Package 4.0 kit, you get 2 free gifts: the Shed travel bag and the Manscaped anti-chafing boxer briefs. The boxers are super comfortable and feels like I'm sitting on clouds right now. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to manscaped.com to get 20% off plus those 2 free gifts when you use the code BANDIT at checkout. And now, onto the video. If I had a penny for every scary or disturbing item or place or enemy in a FromSoft game, I'd have like 1,000,000 pennies, which would be like $10,000, so you know, that'd be nice. But the point is, from Demon Souls to Dark Souls to Bloodborne to Sekiro, the creep factor is strong. And it's especially true of FromSoft's latest smash hit adventure game, Elden Ring. Since this is in fact the spookiest of all months, and since it's been a hot minute since we covered Elden Ring on the channel, and since I love it so much, I figured we'd have ourselves a good old-fashioned top 10 creepiest, spookiest, most disturbing, and downright scary discoveries in Elden Ring list. Some of which are commonly found and others of which you may not heard of. Here we go. Number 10. Grafted scions and their various body parts. This was discovered by Zully the Witch on YouTube, and while it's a popular discovery that lots of fans probably already know about, it's so disturbing that I just had to put it on this list. Simply put, the grafted scions appear to have many limbs attached, some of which are not even human, all to a giant troll-looking torso, complete with a child's face as its main face. Elden Ring took the concept of body horror and grafting to a new level, and the king of it all is Godric the Grafted himself. And even though he's also extremely disturbing, there's just something about a child being included in the grafted scions' body that makes my stomach turn. Number 9. Land octopuses. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, they're gross and tentacly, but things being gross and tentacly is pretty much the norm with FromSoft games, so what's so spooky about these things? Well, if you happen upon a land octopus ovary, which will be dropped 100% of the time upon defeating an adult, and if you happen to read the description of it, you'll know why it's so creepy, because it reveals that land octopuses actually reproduce by ingesting human blood. Think of it like a giant tentacle-laden mosquito that pops out babies the more blood it sucks up. Yeah, kill it with fire. Number 8. Sir Gideon Ofnir's Revelation. Now, this one is a bit more abstract than visual, but at least to me, it's still plenty creepy. So you know how Gideon is overall a pretty chill dude, helps you out with important information about areas and people in the lands between. Eventually though, as most fans know, he tries to kill you. Now, he's not particularly a hard boss to kill, and sure, the whole friend-turned-enemy thing is kind of depressing, looking at you, Blythe. But what makes this creepy is Gideon's reasons for attacking you, which you do have to delve through some lore to find out. See, the last time you saw him, he was in the Round Table Hold as it began to burn alongside the Erd Tree. He mentions that he'll get out of there soon to avoid, you know, burning to death, but first he's going to gain as much knowledge as possible before departing. And then when you next approach him, he's standing in between you and the Elden Throne and says that none shall take the throne. He says that Marika has high hopes for us, that we continue to struggle for eternity. And as he dies, he says that he knows in his bones that a tarnished cannot become Elden Lord. A man cannot kill a god. And if you read the description of his armor, it says that when he glimpsed into the will of Queen Marika, he shuddered in fear at the end which should not be. It's abstract, it could be explained with theories, but the point here is that Gideon, who was recently such a help along your path of becoming Elden Lord, suddenly discovered something unknown that made him truly believe that no tarnished should even approach the throne. Something that Marika was planning that was so dark and so frightening that he would rather go so far as to try to kill you to prevent it from happening. And that is just chilling. Number 7, going right back to visual scares, would be the dancing celebrants of Dominula, the Windmill Village. I mean, I don't think there's a universe where a bunch of old women drenched in blood laughing and dancing around in circles isn't creepy. But what's more is that these women use weapons made of human bones. That, plus the fact that a nearby spirit recants his dying words as, "Eek, I hear a festive melody. No, don't skin me. My hide is filthy, I swear." And the fact that they have a thing for biting their own blood and spewing it out at you means that these dancing ladies are probably cannibals, who skin their victims, eat their flesh, and use their bones as various tools, all the while dancing around and laughing. Again, theories could prove connections between them and the Godskin Apostles, for instance, since one is located on top of the village, but for all intents and purposes, every single thing there is to discover about the celebrants of the Windmill village is absolutely bone-chillingly horrifying. Moving on. Number 6. Shabriri grapes. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a lady named Hyetta. Hyetta is blind. Hyetta seeks to become a finger maiden. Hyetta constantly asks you for some grapes, which give her a vision of a distant light whenever she eats them, and she wishes to follow this light, claiming that when she arrives at it, she will then become a bona fide finger maiden. Well, if you read the description for what a Shabriri grape is, you'll find that it's not a grape at all. It's an eyeball, a human eyeball, that she calls sweet. It's just, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Number 5, Rykard's rebirth. Most people know that Rykard was kind of a weird dude. He bonded with the god-devouring serpent, becoming huge and super nasty by letting the serpent eat him. Most people have no problem killing him, but not many people return to his body afterwards. And if you do, what you'll find is most horrifying. Tanith, his baby mama, is pretty broken up about her lord's death. So broken up that she wants to bring him back. You know, like what happened when he was eaten by the god-devouring serpent and came back as the serpent. So she starts eating him. If you try to talk to her, she literally tells you to give her some time because she's got a lot to eat through. Talking aimlessly to Rykard and asking him to become alive within her so that they can one day devour the gods together. You know what they say, love knows no boundaries. Number 4, Selvius's doll basement. One of the members of Ronnie's crew is a man named Preceptor Selvius, and he's a jerk and nobody likes him. But to make matters worse, if you go to this ruined building in between Rena's Rise and Ronnie's Rise, you'll find that it has a hidden basement which can be uncovered by hitting a false wall. And boy, oh boy, does it hold joy inside. It's Selvius's secret, private basement where he keeps his puppets, as he calls them, which are motionless bodies of once living characters. What's worse is that their eyes seem to follow you around, implying that they may still even be alive. Selvius also tries to have you make Nefeli Lou into his personal puppet, as well as Ronnie herself, and if you do his questline, I'm not sure I could ever forgive you. Number 3, the death birds. Now, the discoveries and lore surrounding these birds isn't anything particularly scary. In fact, they're actually extremely interesting because they're apparently children of the twin bird, which is an extremely seldom mentioned envoy of an outer god. They were also the bringers of death in the age, quote, before the Erd Tree. So you can actually learn a lot about the world of the lands between by reading their lore, but what's scary about them is their freaking appearance. Seriously, this face will give you nightmares. To make matters even worse, they're all field bosses, meaning they don't have any one particular location, just an area that they wander around. So really, when you encounter them, you didn't go find them, they found you. So you'll just be walking around adventuring and all of a sudden a literal death bird that looks like this will descend upon you and deliver you death most swiftly. Yeesh. Number 2, the singing bat women. I know that everyone knows about this one, but darn it, it still creeps me the heck out. Not only are these bat ladies old and fleshy and naked, which is just eerie and unsettling in general, but the lyrics to their song also seems to imply that they were cursed into this form by a, quote, golden one, and that previously they were destined for motherhood. Their appearance, plus the fact that they do actually want to kill you, plus their choice of normally desolate environment, plus their Latin chant song is a discovery that, though common, was so impactful to so many Elden Ring players that it just had to be on my list. And the first few times that I encountered them, it seriously messed with me. Before we get to number 1, let's just bring attention to a few honorable mentions, why don't we? Finger creepers. Giant multi-fingered spider hands. Huge nope energy. Astel the Naturalborn and its twin. Their design alone, nightmare fuel. It's like a human skull with mandibles. Not to mention their extremely frustrating boss fights, which are probably also considered nightmare fuel just on account of how hard they are. But okay, that's enough stalling. On to the final scary discovery. Number 1, Miquella and the Mohg dynasty. I know that most fans know about Mohg's disturbing obsession with Miquella and how he dilutes himself into blood and enters Miquella's body, but the more you look into everything that's happened between these two and Mohg's true intentions, the more disturbing and terrifying it gets. For instance, did you know that Mohg tried to force himself upon Miquella, his own half-brother, with the appearance and body of a small child. If you read the description of Mohg's remembrance, it states that, quote, no matter how much of his bloody bedchamber he tried to share, he received no response from the young Empyrean. I don't know if this means that Miquella was able to resist anything happening, or if this means that Mohg did things over and over and Miquella never did anything in response. I'm not sure. But if this doesn't scream some unholy combination of incestuous pedophilia to you, I don't know what does, and personally, that's horrifying. Who knows what all he did to Miquella to make him in this state, whatever this state may be. Not knowing if he's alive or dead, huddled up in an egg-like cocoon in a mutated body with Mohg literally coursing through his veins. And that is the most disturbing part of Elden Ring to me. But that's just my list. What did you think? Did this video reveal any new scary secrets in the game, or did you already know about all this stuff? Also, is there something even creepier that I missed? Let me know in the comments below. Also, thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like if you enjoyed the video and want to see more Elden Ring on the channel, and subscribe if you haven't already for more gaming lore. Super thanks goes to all the members of my bandit crew, of which I have another name to announce. Say hello to PL Comics, who just joined up right here on YouTube. If you watching would like to have a part in keeping the channel going and maybe even getting a nice little badge beside your name, then feel free to press that join button below or follow the links in the description. There are many ways to contribute to the cause. But that's about all I've got for this one, so be sure to follow me on my socials and I'll see you next time. This is Bandit, signing out. Peace!